Mr. Justice Gulzar Ahmed, Honorable Chief Justice of Pakistan, Mr. Justice Bashir Alam, Honorable Senior Puny Judge of Supreme Court of Pakistan, Honorable Judges of Supreme Court, Mr. Khalid Javed Khan, Attorney General for Pakistan, Mr. Justice Ahmed Ali M. Sheikh, Honorable Chief Justice of Sindh, Mr. Justice Irfan Saadat Khan, Honorable Senior Jury Judge, Sindh High Court, Honorable Judges of High Court, Mr. Salman Talibuddin, Advocate General Sindh, Honorable Retired Judges of Supreme Court of Pakistan, Honorable Retired Judges of High Court of Sindh, Members of Pakistan Bar Council, Mr. Haider Imam Rizvi, Vice Chairman Sindh Bar Council, Honorable Judges of District Courts, Office Bearer of Supreme Court Bar Association, President, Secretaries and Office Bearers of Karachi Bar Association and Malid Bar Association, media personnel, honorable members, ladies and gentlemen, Assalamu alaikum. My Lord, I wish to take advantage of your presence here. First, to raise a few matters of great national concern. Second, to reaffirm the ideals and aspirations of Sindh High Court Bar Association and place on record some of our endeavors that help the members decide on whether we are, as elected office bearers, did justice to our tenure. This is why I make my submissions to you not only in capacity as the Chief Justice of Pakistan, but also as former Secretary of this Bar Association. We are lucky to have someone from among us heading the judiciary of Pakistan. Due to this closeness, we have even higher expectations from you. This Bar Association also feels lucky to count brave, fearless and honest judges like Mr. Justice Makbul Bakar and Mr. Justice Faiz Isa from amongst us. First, let me address the matters of concern. This week, there have been two developments concerning the bench and the bar that are worthy of notice. The first was an interview by Mr. Yasin Azad, former President Supreme Court Bar Association, in which he has revealed that when various bar leaders recently went to Prime Minister Imran Khan to seek his assistance on various matters concerning the bar, the PM made such assistance conditional to bar support for the government reference against Mr. Faiz Isa. This is blatant offer of a quid pro quo might come as a shock to some innocent quarters, but it was not surprise to us, as we have not harbored any illusions about the bona fides of the government in the matter. But let it be clear, the bars of Pakistan are not amenable to blackmail or bribes, and no force in word can stop us from supporting right against wrong. The second development came as a welcome ray of hope. This was the powerful judgments authored by Mr. Justice Makbul Bakar and Mr. Justice Mansoor Ali Shah in the Faiz Isa petition. It was gratifying to read those judgments as they fortify the legal and moral stand of the bars across length and breadth of this country, that the reference against Mr. Justice Isa was motivated by malice, and the conclusion that they have reached ought to be an eye-opener to many. Mr. Justice Bakar and Shah Mr. Justices Bakar and Shah have truly cemented their legacy in the list of bold and fearless, erudite jurists of Pakistan. There is another pressing concern of legal fraternity that I would like to talk about. This bar is of the view that the principle of seniority is an important consideration in elevation to the apex court and should only be deviated from in a rare and exceptional cases. We feel the office of a judge or a Chief Justice of Provincial High Court is of an equal constitutional significance as that of a judge of a Supreme Court, and the criteria of eligibility for those two offices cannot be different. As such, it is entirely appropriate that the vacancies in Supreme Court be filled by the senior most Chief Justice, who happens to be from Sindh in the present case. Next, I would like to address our aspirations and performance. Our commitment to rule of law, constitutionalization, and judicial independence have been our bedrock principles. Promoting national harmony, equality, integration has been our goal. Soon in our tenure, like the rest of our Pakistan, indeed the world, a new challenge emerged, COVID-19. By the grace of Allah, we did whatever was in our power to help cope with this unprecedented pandemic. While we changed our individual and collective lifestyle, the one thing we did not forget was that among us there are a lot of brother lawyers in need of financial help. I am proud to say that every deserving case was properly addressed through our own fundraising without burdening the national exchequer or the association funds. On the lighter side, the pandemic stress and the everyday grind was made more tolerable by socially distanced social events such as Ghazal and Qawwali nights and sporting events. Equality and empowerment are intertwined. So your committee took steps for empowerment. We empowered lawyers from minority communities by laying down the policy that the cooptated seat on the committee shall be filled in only by members of minority communities. We empowered women lawyers with the collaboration of their association in breaking down the societal taboos and fatalistic barriers that hamper their development by initiating women's motorcycle program. Your Lordship had personally and graciously taken the time to encourage this endeavor. Not only were motorcycles gifted to our women lawyers, training to ride the motorcycle was also arranged with the help of Salman Sufi Foundation. Recognizing the recording of evidence of commissions provided an opportunity to some of our members to supplement their incomes. In collaboration with St. Judicial Academy, we instituted a training program for lawyers, and its success is evidence from the number of commissions that have been made available during the year. I personally thank to Mr. Justice Muhammad Ali Mazhar in this regard. With his help, the training programs for young lawyers and women lawyers have also been started. I would also like to raise, in presence of both CJP and Chief Justice of Sindh, a long-standing issue that still awaits resolution. It has now impossible to find parking during court hours in the Sindh High Court. After accommodating the vehicles of the judges, their security mobiles the court staffs, and even some 100-odd permanently parked vehicles that are either case property or being stored for future use of magistrate or for auction. There is simply no parking for lawyers who are thus routinely delayed in their court appearances. The long-term solution for this are under discussion and need to be expected by the short term. We urge the Honorable Chief Justice of Pakistan and also Honorable Chief Justice of Sindh to acquire the adjacent land from Government of Sindh for expansion of High Court and for parking. But in short term, we can at least prevent the High Court premises from being used as a warehouse or dumping ground for abundant vehicles. I look forward to some positive announcement in this regard. Prosecutors are an integral part of our judicial system. Despite pronouncement of judgment by Division Bench of Honorable High Court of Sindh with regard to entitlement of their judicial allowance, the Government of Sindh is not implementing the same on the pretext that there is a petition pending before the Apex Court. In this regard, I request for early fixation of the petition. Under the leadership of Mr. Syed Haider Imam Rizvi, the Sindh Bar Council has been taking bold steps and their stands are for the national interest. Let me once again thank you for gracing today's annual as the chief guest. I thank all your brother judges of Supreme Court, Chief Justice of High Court of Sindh, the honorable companion judges for joining us today. My profound thanks to members of the bar for trust they have reposed and to the Secretary, Asif Jamali, the other office bearers, committee members and co-opted members for their seamless support and cooperation throughout the year. It has been a great honor to have served as president of this great association. Thank you again.